No, it's not even that serious. It was one threat. Don't hang up the phone. Don't. Oh, no. Well, if you're going to talk about my cousin Logan and his car, well, you better come prepared. I tell you what, I'm going to track down every last one of you MFers, and we're coming to find you. It's on, buddy. Keep the rotary, they say.
Bad blood, a bad blood. There's about to be a massacre, so hold up. Bad blood.
Apparently, I ruffled some jimmies with the intro to the last Clapped Out video. Logan of Clapped Out, Jimmy Rustler. Sounds like an old Texas ranch hand that's just out there wrangling up the trolls. If you didn't watch episode 4 of Building a Streetcar, episode 4's intro is about these people on this 1320 video Instagram thread that were talking crap about 5-0. Almost got me. Scared away. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought the speed limit was 75 and I could be vlogging while I drive. God, I deserve a ticket. And with that, I'll talk to you when I get home. I think I'm going to stop talking in the car and filming. It's a safety hazard. I'll try my best. I watch the road most of the time. I do these. So, at least I got that. So we're back. We're back in action. Cool beans. What do we got going on today? Well, my door handles were a little beat up. I was going to replace them, but I realized that I could just fix the actual cable mechanism inside where you pull. But they're all chipped up, so I'm taking them to my body shop. I know Mitch is super excited to see me spray painting a part for this car. And a quick refresh, other than a quick refresh on some door handles, we are also getting my fuel tank finalized. This is a stock, damn. Who would have thought dripping brake clean on undercoating would make it come off when you touch it? This is a stock FD RX-7 tank that I have to touch up now. I put a Holley fuel level sensor in there. So last year I had fuel starvation issues. On launch, all the fuel would evacuate that basket and the return side couldn't keep up with refilling it. So I chopped the basket down. I'm running 3 Walbro pumps this year and I cut half the tank off the car. So the tank used to stick another probably 8 to 12 inches farther. We lopped it, plated it, welded it, and painted it up. And that will allow me to run the radiator in the rear as well as less fuel in the tank. Saving that weight. I got a 200-mile radius now instead of a 580-mile radius. The stock tank in an FD is like 37 gallons. It's like a grand touring car. So I have a single -10 outlet, a -8 return side, and 3 Walbro. 2 of these are actually the Hellcat 520 pumps, and one of them is a Walbro 485. And those are all wired in through one main sealed connector. I sealed that up and that's my power and ground. I'm going to replace the rubber Gates hose with the submersible hose from CJ Motorsports. And I'm also going to add another anti-flippity flappity doo-dah-day to the return side so the fuel doesn't aerate nearly as much. It'll come in a little bit smoother. Another thing on fuel pump hangers, this style hose clamp is a trash basket. You don't want to use those. You can see how it's already biting into the rubber. That's all I had at the time, but you want to use these style hose clamps. These are made for fuel lines. You see how there is no ribs for her pleasure? That way it doesn't bite into the rubber, the plastic, what have you. It gives you a nice crimp and you won't have issues with splitting hoses nearly as bad with these as with those. And also, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I'll preach it until I'm blue in the face. Use submersible hose when you do an in-tank fuel pump. Do not just take some AN hose and shove it over. The 240 that I bought just had AN hose on the fuel pump hanger. It's terrible. It eats away at the lining. It'll destroy the hose. It's not made to be submersed in fuel permanently. Do not use in-tank fuel pumps with anything but submersible hose. Say it with me. Good. I just realized how greasy my face looks, but I wasn't much to start with anyway, so beauty marks. I'm gonna highlight my point here. I'm gonna pull this clamp off. I'm gonna show you what the rubber looks like underneath it. All right, got it all loose. Maybe the rest of the way. And you can see where it's biting into the hose, if my thing will focus. You can see where it bites into the hose
And I mean, I'm no rubber expert, but I gotta believe that that's not good for structural integrity. So that's your finished product, the corrugated tubing. When you bend this stuff in super tight radiuses, it pinches on itself and it can reduce flow. This corrugated, I guess that's what you'd call it, but this style, the bends it makes are a lot more radiused, so you don't have these crimp zones like you do with just the standard Gates rubber hose. So 3 pumps, 1 bulkhead, -10 feed, -8 return, and some wires. It's got to go in that tank now. First, I got to clean the tank out, get this set up, and figure out what I'm going to do to seal it, because I don't have the original gasket. And a new tank gasket for this is probably $4,786 based on the going rate for Mazda RX-7 parts. So there's the finished product. Be a -10 feed, like I said, and then the return side, all my wiring, and we're sealed away from the tank. All I have to do now is throw, if I can find it, there's a drain plug gasket. Ah, found it. Throw the drain plug back in the tank, and we're ready to rock. Before I can put the tank into the car, I have to mount my new battery. This is the old battery mount, and that's coming out, and we're putting a box and an Odyssey battery back there. I think it's Odyssey. It's been a minute since I bought it. I was wrong. Braille battery. That's how good my memory is. And a Taylor box. So we're going to need to mount the base plate to the trunk. But first, like I said, we got to get rid of this old nasty business. We got to get the rear carpet too, because I want the carpet to be underneath the battery box, which is wild to think we're already putting carpet in the rear here. I thought it was going to be a while before I got to this point. So these got to come out. Step uno. Step 2 is trying to remember where the trunk carpet is. So this will be fun. This is going to be a good time. God. Ooh, anybody want a complete single turbo LS exhaust for an FDRX-7? Or how about a aluminum drive shaft? Can I interest anybody in a hotel of cat piss locations? We got the extra large, the schmedium, the extra large, and the small but feisty, you know, one. I can't always be on my game. Sometimes no, that doesn't mean come down here and help me. Done. Wall. No, out. Come on, no. God, you already ruined enough carpet as it is. Don, I see you hiding literally right there. You're huge. You're 22 pounds. It's crazy when you piss in the litter box and not on the carpet for the car, man or woman. Found it. There's no cat pee on it, but it needs to get laid out in the sun, and hopefully it'll flatten itself out. Just hope there's no hidden cat pee in it. So with the new all-thread posts installed, Loctited and tightened up, I'm gonna get underneath the car. I'm gonna cut off the excess that's hanging down so the gas tank doesn't hit it when it's flush mounted. Then I'll drill the carpet or cut the carpet out for these posts. We can put the carpet in, put the battery in, and we can be almost done with the trunk section. All right, got the protective white coating off of it, but we have the battery in there. The width of the battery, in terms of mounting it left to right, the power and ground will hit the box, so I have to run them out that way. I'm gonna get a new top bracket made so it fits in the width of this a little bit better. But either way, and then you'll see some other accessory stuff in there. I need to put in the ventilation tube, and then the grommets for the power and ground. When I get to wiring, that's when I'll mess with that. But once the bottom is bolted in, you get the battery bracket bolted in, all you have left is your lid. You throw your lid in. And then they have these cool little Allen heads. I'm sorry, not Allen heads, but these cap nuts. Throw them on there, and you're done. You can run your power and ground and your vent tubes straight through, maybe hit the carpet with a vacuum. Next, I already kind of got started, but this is the fuel spout for the gas tank. I want to get the gas tank in and done today, and I don't want to put it in with all this rust buildup. So I got my handy dandy Dremel, some sandpaper, and it'd be easier to sandblast this, but I don't have a sandblaster, so it's all by handy. Movie magic. magic. It's already done and painted. Great, grand, wonderful. Doesn't need to be perfect. I just wanted to get the rust off of it. So we're done with that piece for now. But the rubber from the gas tank, it's all beat up. It's dry rotted, covered in rubber from my burnouts because I'm awesome. And then the seal to the gas tank, same deal. It's just all beat up. Now, I don't know about you, but buying FD RX-7 parts sucks and buying them new sucks. So I'm gonna give you a little tip trick on how to rejuvenate these things so you can keep using them. If they're not dry rotted and split and cracked. If you have stuff where there's cracks and splits in it, then obviously chuck it and get a new one. These don't have any splits. There's no dry rot. There's no cracks. So I'm gonna fix them up. And it's actually way simpler than you think. You just need this. Chemical Guys VRP. I've used a bunch of different stuff to try to restore rubber, plastic, vinyl. This stuff is amazing. I'm gonna show you it in action on this. Remember what it looked like. And then we'll do just some movie magic crossfade, right? Somewhere in here, there's gonna be a crossfade to it looking new. There you have it. So now I don't have to go buy all new stuff. There's no cracks, no splits. Oh, the seals look good. I can reuse them, install them on the tank, and get the tank into the car where it belongs. Go to your home. Are you too good for your home? All right, so hoses are on, fill spout's on, fuel pump hanger from CJ Motorsports, sick. And my Holley fuel level sending unit. My fuel pressure level or blah, 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 blah. We lopped this tank off and plated the end. Kobe Fab, Aaron Gregory, thank you for helping me do that. This was painstaking as an MFer to get done. And I know he had a great time doing it. But we got half an RX-7 tank ready to go back in the car. No Pro Mod life here. Street car pumps, rack and roll. If you're like me, you do all your work at home on the floor of your garage. This right here, this floor trans jack from Harbor Freight, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is effing terrifying because as you spin this little guy, the screw jacks are just like, yep, 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 nope, yep, yep, nope, yep, nope, 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 yep, nope, 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 nope. True story, the first and only time Rye came to help me on my car, I almost killed him with that thing. We went to lower the trans out of the RX-7 because I had sold the trans, and I gave it like maybe one ugga-dugga, and the whole trans almost crushed his face. At the time, and even now, I thought it was funny. He did not think it was funny. Point being, if you have to take rear differentials out, or if you have to put a gas tank in and you're on the floor, that thing is actually really, really handy. It comes with a ratchet strap that goes around from side to side, so if you want to strap a transmission down while you're lowering it or raising it, and then the adjustable, you know, they're not really worth anything, but you can adjust the pitch in a minor way right there too. And that is what I'm gonna use to put that tank in and hook it all up. Hear this? Oh God, see what I mean? There it goes. Before I get it lifted too far, I get the spout on the edge of the fill, and then I get the vent on as well. That way, as I raise it, it'll just suck up inside there, and I won't have to wrangle up the rubber. Wrangle up the rubber. And there we go. Tank is in. I still need new hose clamps for the actual tank side and the fill spout, but then we can begin to plumb our fuel system. You can see the top hat right there. We can begin to plumb our fuel system, and batteries in, a lot of the necessities. That's what I wanted to get done today. The door handles are still drying, so that'll be for another episode. I'm burning up. I'm covered in paint and grease and sweat. I look like a jungle warrior. Actually, I look pretty good. Either way, thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 6, 5? I don't know what episode it is. We're somewhere in there. But thank you again. Everybody have a wonderful Memorial Day. Remember what this holiday is all about. It's not about picnics and barbecues. It's about those that gave their lives for this country. Do not forget it. Till next time, clapped out.